What's good? What's good, my people? Yo, it's Friday. Uh, I know I know y'all knew we was putting up a little late, but listen, man, life is life right now. It took up, man. We almost didn't make it. Well, I know at least I almost didn't make it. Alex got drunk and Lewis is finding parking right now. So, yeah, y'all got to bear with us for a little minute. But listen, man, tonight, listen, we're gonna talk about a little bit of team building. I saw somewhere on X. I don't want to call them names out right now. That if we're not enthusiastic about this season, or we're no, I ain't gonna say it. If we don't want to see the team win, I guess that's what the quote was. That we're not real fans. Um, NFL is a business. I would say that. So, um, so yeah, man, we like to look at the long run. We don't want to look short term. So, yeah, man. But listen, man, we're gonna talk about a little bit of team building. The pre-draft talk. Let's see. Will Howard. You're gonna talk on Will Johnson. I keep on saying Will Howard. Will Johnson. Should the Dolphins trade Tyreek before? I mean Ramsey before the draft. And I do want to get into um front office because it was a topic that we talked about last episode. Also was a topic we talked about in spaces, and I was hearing a couple statements and a couple of people give their takes on it. So I want to address that portion really quick. Probably not quick, but I'm gonna address that portion. He say, "What's up, Mike Best? I see you here, man." He say, "Hit like and share. They got 500 subscribers. If they get to 500 subscribers, Alex will make an appearance on the show. That is a fact. That might be. We might have to throw Alex in on a pod along with that. Mitch Relentless, shout out to you. What's up, fella? Just slide through to hit the like button. A little bit under the weather. I would listen to the show later. Keep at a later time. Keep up the good work. Chat, keep them in line. Hey, shout out to you, man. But appreciate you for putting up and leave like. Yeah, listen, hit the like button on y'all way in. It's Friday, so we're gonna be a little bit turned. I think the boys already started partying earlier, so let's see if they actually get the opportunity of pulling up. But listen, the first thing I want to talk about is I want to address this front office and what makes a football guy. Like, how do you consider what's a football guy and what's not? I saw a bunch of takes of people saying, oh, if they haven't played football, then probably some people think that you have to have played the sport. That makes you a football guy. Some people, think otherwise. From my standpoint and from my personal experience, you don't have to have played a down of football. Like you know how to be considered a football guy, especially when you're running a football operations and you're in the front office. I don't necessarily think that just because you played the game of football, that all of a sudden makes you or automatically makes you a football guy when it comes to personnel decision, when it comes to drafting, when it comes to scouting, things of that nature. Because hey, listen, I'm a big Michael Jordan fan, and I'm quite sure he has a lot of fans. A lot of people consider him the GOAT. But when it comes down to him going to the front office, he's not that good. He should pass that job down. That's one of the jobs he needs to delegate to someone else. So just because you played the sport doesn't mean that you're all of a sudden a football guy. You know what you're talking about. That's my take on it. Like, you have people that's very knowledgeable, that watch the game, that study, that learns the ins and out, so you can make educated and decisions about what do you need, because you can understand what type of team you want to build and what type of franchise that you want, and you just could go study the guys, go watch them play, go put on film, interview them. That's what the interview part. No Lewis. Oh, hold on. Yeah, no Lewis and no Lewis tonight. This small technical. I told you, if you might be late, Jess, Lewis trying to find parking. Now I don't know if he gonna find the parking, but I almost didn't make it. I'm not gonna lie, I almost didn't make it. I am on a strict time limit, so that's why I didn't want to push it back a little bit further than what it is now, because I am on a time limit like that. But like I said, we're gonna give y'all this content regardless of what. Facts. He was horrible in the front office. That's a fact, King Mill. So yes, a football guy. You're like you got people that could get in the front office, and they don't have to play a down of sports. Not one. Long as you understand what you're looking for, Long you in that cabinet, no sir. Um, uh, Shout out to y'all, man. Yeah, I'm trying to adjust the chat early, so once I start getting into it, I don't want to ignore y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm handling everything, but yeah, Mike Best. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, we're gonna get that content out regardless of what. But yeah, so football guys are there's no set definition for a football guy, in my opinion. Uh, Benjamin. Okay, Benjamin. I have to pick up my daughter. She moved, so usually I have her before, but now I have to get her after the show, and I don't want to go pick her up a little bit too late. So yeah, like I was saying, uh, football guys. Long as you know what you're doing, you know what direction you're headed into, and you know how to work well with others, and you understand the sport of football and the game of football, cool. Anyone could be considered a football guy. You know, now you have some players, former players that like John Lynch. He's over there with for 49ers. He plays football. He does pretty good, pretty well in the in for as a front off as a football guy. You got Ozzie Newsome over there in Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure. I don't think he played football at all, but he's a damn good GM, you know. So just because you have played or you haven't played, that don't mean that you're quote unquote football guy or not. What you do have to do is understand what it takes to run a front office. Like in our front office, I would say Chris Greer is a football guy. I would say Stephen Ross, Tom Garfinkel, Brendan Shure. I wouldn't consider them necessarily football guys. And this is what I think is the problem with our front office is that those three are not considered, in my opinion, football guys. So what do you want us to do with that? If you got people, non-football guys, and if the guy that I say is the football guy have to answer to these guys, then there you go. You already starting off on the wrong foot. So what do you look at? How do you expect that to work out? It's not going to turn out good unless they just delegate all of the football operations towards him. They should have kept Mike McKenzie in there. I mean, Reggie McKenzie in there and help him out with the football decisions. Ozzie played at Alabama and the NFL for 13 years. Okay, cool. Shout out to him. So that's just my take on football, guys. Whether you know football, what you played or what you haven't, that is as long as you understand how to let your guys do their job. If you bringing the GM in and he more knowledgeable in football, then you let him handle the football decisions. And you judge him based on his result. Judge him based on how he handled your team. You give him a vision. Hey, this is what I want from my team. You give him the, Stephen Ross. You do a good job of opening the paycheck. I'm sorry, open up that paycheck and giving your guys free range when it comes to bringing guys in. But that's not where it stops. It doesn't stop there. Also, let them make their decisions. Let them bring in the guys that they want to bring in. It starts as a head coach. We already got the stories. I don't have to get back into the stories about Chris Greer wanted to move forward with other candidates outside of Mike McDaniels. I don't have to get into that again. You let them make that decision. You let them handle the draft process the way he sees fit. Now, he's not going to handle that all by himself. Obviously, you're going to collaborate with your coach, your head coach. Whoever he chooses as the head coach, they go in there, they build, they draft board, and you move forward. Some of the owners, some of the best owners are the ones that hand over that checkbook and stay out of the way. If you know how to stay out of the way and just chill, let the guys you need to trust in your own instinct. If you or your own judgment of character, as if you think you're a good owner. Because you chose that guy for a reason, let him do his job. Let him do whatever he needs to do. Let him do his job and see how it works out. And then you make changes when you see fit. There's nothing wrong with that. No one's going to be perfect. No one is batting 1,000. But you do have to have some type of structure, some type of understanding of what needs to be done. So that's how I look at it. But another thing that I wanted to address really, really quick. Another hot topic when it come down to this culture, the culture of the team. What role do the front office have when it comes down to creating a culture? I had a conversation backstage, and I had a conversation with a certain individual on the phone call earlier today, and they was listening to me, and they was like, "Yo, Tone, do you don't think that the front office have anything to do with creating the culture?" And I'm like, at first, I'm like, it's the players. Like the front office could do whatever they want. It's the players. Then they gave me a different perspective as far as the front office do have to have an understanding, as far as understanding that you need a certain type of player to create the culture that you think would be a winning culture. So from that standpoint, okay, cool. If you want to give me that standpoint as far as front office and how they could help or how they could bring in the players to create the culture, cool. But that's where it stops. It stops right there, because that's all you can do is get them in the building. Best you could do. But once they're in the building, they have to set a standard. They have to hold each other accountable. They have to go out there and go to war with each other. They have to do all of that on their own. That's you can't do nothing about that. The same way with how the same standpoint that I have when it comes to dogs. You can't create a dog. It's built in. You can't all of a sudden you can't turn a person that is non-confrontational and then turn him into a dog. It doesn't work like that, because dogs move off instinct for the most part. You don't have to tell them. If you hit one of their players, or you, let's say, hit too late or make a dirty hit or a dirty tackle or something like that, his natural instinct is going to go get his get back. You don't have to tell him that. He don't have to see no one else retaliate and then he retaliate. His natural instinct is going to go out there. He's going to be on attack mode. He's going to be on go mode from the get-go. So the same way you can't create a dog, you also can't create culture. Those players, they have to be built into them. Can't coach that up. That's part of the intangibles. If y'all hear people talk about intangibles when it comes to players, that's one part of it. The things that you can't coach. You like some of the things you can't coach what Jaden Daniels did with Washington earlier. That's not, no one coached him to be a playmaker like that. No one coached him on how to be calm, cool, and collective when the pressure is on. You can't coach that. That's a natural instinct. You say, is Tua a dog or a puppy? Well, technically a puppy is a dog, so I guess you call him a small dog, crypto. But yeah, I mean, listen, you can, if you want to be semantic crypto, yeah, a puppy is technically a dog, but we don't need no puppies in this locker room. We already see what puppies do, especially in this culture. In this culture, you need the big dogs. For sure, you need the big dog. You don't need no. Hey, can you imagine going on the field with a bunch of puppies? Nah, crypto, we ain't doing that. But he say Tua about to shut all you up, and I can't wait. Mike Best, you know what? I can't wait either. I can't wait either. If Tua shuts everyone up, guess what? That's to the benefit of the team. So I'm still a fan at the end of the day. It's not gonna hurt my feelings. It's not gonna make me feel bad. I'm actually gonna be proud of him. I'll come in here. I'll admit that I was wrong. Come here, be happy for my team. Hopefully he lead us to multiple playoff victories. I'm not one of the ones that want one playoff victory. No, I need multiple. We need multiple playoff victories. No. All right, G, no, we're not doing that Jalen Miro talk. No, sir. You know what I'm saying? But again, so yes, when it comes to creating a culture, I still think it's the players. And, I'm sticking to that. It's not going to change. Now, what I do want to get in when it comes to team building, this is where the front office is most important. When it comes to team building, that's when your scouting report come in. That's when you start the interviewing process comes in. That's when all of that. Dre, don't please, if they start winning, do not give me no updates. Do not, please, sir, give me no heat culture updates. I don't want to be pissed off live stream. but yeah, team building. This is where you need your front office to do their due diligence when it comes to players, because it's not only about talent. It's not only about the fastest, strongest, taller, most physical opposing players. It's about putting a team together that could build camaraderie, that could work well together, that understand and they have a common goal and they're going to be heading in the same direction. That is a talent that, again, it can't be coached, it can't be taught. You have to understand the ins and outs of football. You have to understand the little nuances of things that people on the outside looking in, they don't really pay attention to the details. This when paying attention to details come in. If you have a guy that's super talented, right? Let's put Tyreek. Let's use Tyreek, a guy on this team, super talented, voted number one player in the league. He was. But look at his off-field issues. Look at what he's doing, the type of turmoil that could be happening in our locker room because of a guy like Tyreek. As a GM, you could use that talent. You could win with that talent. They've showed you that in Kansas City. So I'm not questioning that. I'm not debating that at all. But you had a guy like Travis Kelce over there. You have a guy like Patrick Mahomes, and you got a head coach like Andy Reid that could keep that ego in check, that could keep Tyreek under the rope, under the rims. He wasn't doing all that well. He had that one little off-field issue with his girl, by the way. But look what they did. Look, they held themselves to held him to a standard. They didn't let him get away with it. And when it came to giving him a contract, deuces, my brother. By all means, you could go to the next team. Let someone else deal with that, and we'll build around the character, the type of guys that we want to build around. They have to have a certain type of character, a certain type of build when it comes to just your personal character. That's it. So that is a part of team building. Because I know we give, like, this is what I would criticize Chris Greer on, because I don't criticize him as much as everyone else do. But when it's time for him to be criticized, I'll tell you what he needs to be criticized about from my standpoint. And that is not understanding the part of team building. It's not all about talent. Anyone can see someone with a whole bunch of talent and then think that just give me a bunch of talent and it's going to work. No, it's been proven time in, time out, year in, year out, that talent is not the only thing that wins you football games. Well, let's say championships, because talent can win you football games, but it don't win championship. Because when you're down and you need someone to motivate the team, or you need that one guy that can put his foot up everyone's rear end and say, hey, we need y'all to wake up. We're not going to lose like this. We're not going out like that. That's character. Who do we have? We pointed this out. We had the offseason, the in-game, forgot whatever that show is, that they was here, and you did not see that leadership, especially in that 2023 season when you see Waddle on the sideline sitting there and he's saying what needs to be said as far as we cannot just only put up 7 points. Not like this, but he didn't say it to the whole team. And one thing that I took from Chris Greer's press conference that I was like, that's not a good sign, is when he named the leaders, quote unquote leaders, in the locker room, he said they're all silent leaders. So who's the vocal leader? Who's the one to motivate them? You can't have a team full of silent leaders. And that is another part of team building, people. Shake said Tony guaranteed to win the day. Shake, listen, that belt safe for the day. I ain't even got no pressure today, Shake. I ain't got no pressure. That's a fact, Shake. I'm going home with the dub no matter what today. I can kick back and just relax. But yeah, so we do need There are different styles of leadership. There are, without question. But you do have to understand you need multiple styles of leadership. You do need that guy that gonna be on top of you all the time and always make sure you're doing what you got to do. The hard, tough nose guy that's take no shit type guy. And then you have the guys that come in there that'll motivate you. Hey, listen, man, I know you made that mistake, but you better than that. I know you better than that. You know you better than that. All we need you to do is go out on the field and prove it. Just show it. Relax. Shit, that was yo. I see you game ball waiting for somebody to say that was wild. You know, so, that was wild. But yes, you do. It's kind of like good cop, bad cop, but it's like different type of leadership styles. Yeah, go in there, motivate them. Listen, man. I remember watching a video clip of Mike Tomlin. One of his players went out there. He made a late hit. He came to the sideline. He was hyped. Mike Tomlin stopped to him, and everybody thought he was going to lay into him. He was like, hey, listen. We don't need that. You're too important. That's the selfish move. And he was like, no, hey, that's selfish. It's not about you. Think about your team. Think about how important you are to us getting this victory. That's what I need you to think about. And make decisions based on that. You can leave that out field. Leave that outside. Don't bring that on the field. And that is a different type of leading style. He didn't have to scream and yell at him. He didn't. He disciplined them, let them know that it's not acceptable, but also came from a standpoint of you're too important to be making those type of knucklehead decisions. Because then I'm going to be forced to discipline you. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's never one way to be a leader. So that is having understanding of the game of football, understanding your players. So to all you guys that were saying, oh, Brian Flores needed to know how to handle the people in the locker room. He can't yell at everyone. I agree with that. I do. If he understood that part of, listen, it's a way sometimes you got to motivate them. You got to chastise them, but in a motivating way. And I think he learned that. And I think that's why you see him having the success he's having in Minnesota. But that is a clear example of a coach understanding the game of football, understanding his players, and knowing how to reach his player at the right way, in the right manner. That's important. And guess what? The front office in Pittsburgh, they do very well when it comes down to picking their coaches. How many they had? 2 or 3? 3 in the entire franchise? That means they know what they're doing. Oh, he found parking. My boy found the parking. So that means that they understand what direction they're going with, what type of player they need. What type of coach that they need to bring into their front office, not front office, I'm sorry, in the building to get their message across and have sustainable success. All their coaches left alone multiple years. Understanding, that's a front office, understanding team building 101. It starts with your head coach. That is the most important thing about team building and what's the difference. So we could go in these spaces and we could come on YouTube and we could argue, we could fuss, and we could fight about Chris Greer's job. We could fight about Brandon Schure's job. We could fight about Tom Garfinkel's title and what he should be doing, and Stephen Ross and whatever. The number one important thing is our owner, Stephen Ross, needs to understand what does his front office need to be and how they need to move. There's a reason you have positions. There's a reason there's a structure. All you have to do is reach out to a couple of other owners or look at the way they could structure their front office and understand how they handle it. And I know you're like, oh, well, what if the teams don't give them any input of how they run their operation? You don't need to give them input on how they run their operations. You know how you pick up on how they run their operations? When you do business with them, when you negotiate with them, when you conduct trades, when it comes down to draft, you see the person that deals with you. You see how they handle the job, and then you see if there's multiple people reaching out to you, or do they have a consistent person talking to you. You handle your business. You know you can deal with that guy, so you understand who to reach out to when it comes to certain things, when it comes to dealing with that team or that franchise. So they don't have to tell you nothing. You can just watch it. Pay attention to your surroundings. I've learned a lot by just talking to people and seeing how they handle their business when I conducted with them. When I'm in negotiating these prices and I have to shoot these emails, I look at, okay, when I have to, do I have one person that is in control of all of this? So whenever I have an issue, I go to that person. Or is it, well, if I got to order something, I got to talk to her. But if something is damaged or came incorrect, I got to talk to this person. Or if I email you on Wednesday, I got to talk to this person. That's turmoil for me. I get frustrated when I got to do that. So it's the same way when you come in and you dealing with a franchise. I said this last time when we had the discussion based on who was out of place, Mike McDaniel or Chris Greer. I'm sorry, or Brendan Shore. And I was like, you know what? Think about the position Chris Greer being put in when he's negotiating. What if one of he's negotiating with a GM, a fellow GM, and he's like, well, what do Mike McDaniel feel about that? That's not a good look. So we need to take that into consideration when we understanding. Let's put everyone in their place. If I want to do anything, I want to put everyone in their place. What is the front office place? What are their position when it comes to this? Building a team, understanding how to build a team. And once you build your team, once you get that team together, get out of the way. That's one of the easiest but most difficult things it seems like a lot of owners have to do or don't know how to do. Get out of the way. We have multiple examples of coaches, GMs having issues with their front office not letting them do their job. And it usually comes from a failing franchise. Remember that time when Bill Parcells got mad at Dallas? Remember them years. They were under 500. They couldn't go above 500 for like 4 or 5 years straight. Brought in Bill Parcells and he started setting them straight. Move what is his name? Quincy Carter. Was it Quincy Carter? I know it's something Carter, the quarterback they had over there, and inputted Tony Romo. Tony Romo was on that roster for 2 years before he got there. And Tony Romo made them at least a consistent winner, a consistent playoff. They were in the playoff consistently. But the guy was there the whole time. Jerry Jones, get out of the way. Lou, what's good with you, my boy? Quincy Carter, yeah, I think yeah, Quincy Carter.
I don't even know what we're talking about or what the show's about.
The team,
go ahead. I'm just gonna say this: I blame Tua. I don't give it. I don't give it. At this point, I don't care about nothing else. I'm blaming Tua the rest of the show. Since I'm here, it's blame Tua.
Well, I had blame Tua all the way at the end of my notes, sir. And you just skipped all the way.
Well, again, we're talking is because it sounds like it's front office. The problem in the front office.
No, I was trying. I was saying. I can't even say. I was explaining the position that the front office need. Once you get the players in, I was going to see now the tour part. We're going to be a little later and see where the failures of them understanding team building is once you made that mistake. Well, since you already, this man always want to do this. You want to derail the show. Go ahead. You showed up. Cool. One of the criticisms.
My bad. I did not know what
I'm a joke. Listen, we here now. I'm here. One of the things when I was going to say when the front office understand the team building aspect of it is when you see you made a mistake, don't be afraid to admit it and move on. Fix it. Mistakes can't be fixed, people. They can't be fixed. Hey, again, I'm not going to do the toot like Lewis always does. But I was telling people this all the time. I think they should have led to a play on a 5th-year option. As a front office, these are no-brainers for you. Those are no. I mean, Baltimore was willing to do it with an MVP quarterback, and they still was evaluated. We need to see more, my brother. Now he went and put on, and the injury let them know how valuable he was. And I think we all know he probably could have came back, but he was like, "I'm gonna show y'all what y'all missing," and he ended up getting the contract. But at least that front office understand. No, I need my quarterback to be that guy. I'm not just gonna pay you because we drafted you, and we're not gonna make. We're not willing to admit that it was a mistake. At this point, if you still don't think that paying Tua is a mistake, by all means, how about it? Mike Best say, Tony, you don't think Tua 23? You don't think Tua's 23 play deserves a contract? That's what it was based on. No, Mike Best. Let me tell you why. That was a epic collapse. Sorry. And your quarterback played a major part in that epic collapse. The Tennessee game was an epic collapse. The last 5 games of the season was an epic collapse. So, no, I don't pay players based off stats. And that's where we fail all the time. Stop bringing me his stats as if that's all you need. Stats don't win you championships. Clutch play wins you championships. I would love to go do my homework and see how many times the leading rusher of the season and the leading quarterback of the season won the Super Bowl. Quite sure it doesn't happen as often as y'all think it is. Yeah, mainly because of the defense. That same game you talk about, Mike Best, they had 0 touchdown drives for more than 7 yards. So all I'm saying is stats do not win you championships. Clutch play does. Somebody, well, Lewis here, so I can start going into my my stats. Y'all, can you tell me where did Jalen Hurts fall in quarterback stats? Somebody tell me where did he fall? And tell me, was his stats better than Tua? Because they won a Super Bowl with that. He was clutch. You want to know Justin Herbert? Y'all hate him, don't y'all? If you love Tua, you hate Justin Herbert. The man came in the year that had 2 back-to-back 5,000-yard seasons. Do y'all think he worked his contract? Because if y'all gonna base that off Tua, let's keep the same energy then. Let's literally keep the same energy.
Can I jump in here, Tone?
Go ahead. Look.
The stats and stuff, it just don't make no sense
At all.
So the one time that Tua beat Buffalo, do you know that man barely threw for over 200 yards?
Barely.
You know what the problem was, though, Tone? And this is so I can try to illustrate the point that stats don't matter. When he needed that throw, when we all needed that throw in that stadium, the Jalen Waddle, to put us inside the 5-yard, he dropped the dime. So at that point, you know what, me and Tony were both in the stadium at that moment. I didn't think not one time what Tua's stats were.
Not a second.
I wasn't thinking about QBR. I didn't think about pie charts. I didn't think about EPAs. I just thought, damn, my quarterback just made the throw that's going to help us win this game. That's the only thing that crossed my mind.
And to your
point,
Lou,
Monday night against the Rams this season, Tone, Tua had, I think, 170 yards. They beat the Rams. Did stats win that game?
No, sir.
Nah, but a bunch of 3rd and 4 and 3rd down conversions with Tua escaping and making plays with his arms and his legs. That's what helped win the game. It wasn't those stats. Now, if stats really matter, let me give you a game that we ended up losing because I just gave you 2 that we won. Remember that Kansas City game in Germany?
Mm-hmm.
by no stretch of the imagination, we'll say Tua played bad or good, right? It was somewhere in between. Did the Dolphins have a chance to either tie the game or win the game?
Yes. Had a
What
chance to tie
happened?
the game.
What
He
happened?
missed 2 throws back to back. Well, he missed 1 throw and then he fumbled the ball at the end with the game on the line.
So I just told you in the stats, however you want to play that game, right? If you think he played well against Kansas City or played bad in Kansas City, I'm eliminating that factor. The last 2 plays of the game with the ball in his hand, he missed a wide open receiver and fumbled the next play. If he hit Cedric Wilson, you think anyone's talking about stats, Tony?
Not a single soul is talking about his stats.
No one's talking about stats because, again, at the end of the day, stats don't matter. It's about you can play the worst game. Remember when Tebow took the Denver Broncos and they won that playoff game?
Yep. He
What did
played
they
trash
say?
the first 3 in the half quarters. He played trash.
It was the last 5 minutes of the game. What do they always say? Tebow time.
Tebow time.
Because in those last 5 minutes, Tebow looked like Joe Montana out there. He made every damn play on a football field. Stats don't matter, bro. Can we stop with the stats and the EPAs and the pie charts? And oh my God, the completion percentage and no one cares. No one cares. I'll give you another game, Tony, and then I'm gonna end with this. The game we lost this year against Buffalo, the second time. Tua was 25 for 28, right? A perfect passer rating of 153.8 or whatever it is. You can't get better than that. 2 touchdowns, no interception. We lost. Now, according to what these people are telling you about stats and stuff, hey, we should have won that game. No, stats don't matter. It doesn't matter what your QBR is or what your completion percentage is. It's at the end of the day, are you making enough winning football plays? And over 5 years, I think me, Tony, and everybody that's in here in this chat can understand he doesn't make enough of those plays. The winning plays when it matters, Tone. That's what it is. So, Mike Best, again, respectfully, bro, again, if you're one of these people in here talking about stats and numbers, bro, I mean, let's give it up at this point. Can we? I mean, it's only been 5 years, bro.
I just don't get, you know what, I'm going to go look up real quick because you just made a great point.
And Dre's in there saying Marino stats didn't mean shit. And I don't know if Dre's been in those spaces with us. Don't Dan Marino stats don't mean shit.
At all.
They don't. We agree. That's a statement that I agree with. Dan Marino stats don't mean shit. I approve that message 1,000%.
They don't at all. Not a single. We've been saying this all the time. So, people think we disrespect Dan Marino all the time. So I don't think this is the platform to be telling us about Dan Marino stats because we agree wholehearted with you when it comes to his stats. But yeah, Lou, and great points. I'm glad you was able to, you know what I'm saying, give those points out. What I would like to say is what I was talking about, just the front office getting out of the way and Tua, them understanding that Tua isn't the guy. That all the great front office, they never stop trying to get that guy. They never stop going out to find that guy. And I just think those are the things that we need to understand, that we need to change. Those are the type of decision making we need to implemented on this team. Because I'm so sorry. Now when you do it, like when they had Tannehill, you had a Tannehill situation. How you follow that up with a Tua situation? In the same, in the year right after, Baltimore showed you what they did with Lamar Jackson. Those are the things that's inexcusable. But I didn't expect. See, Lewis made me speak. We could have go on and on about Tua. I'm already about to hit the 40-minute mark. Listen, what I did want to ask, when it comes to pre-draft talk, I wanted to ask the question, and I wanted to give my opinion on. In the chat, y'all can chime in too. Jalen Ramsey, it came out. We're gonna trade him. They looking to trade him. There go your starting cornerback. Will Howard, the more I look into it, the more stories come out. And Lou, you came right on perfect time because now I can get you. Do you think it's worth taking a risk on Will Johnson? I'm sorry.
No.
And for the people that still wants to get Will Johnson, I don't want none of you guys to complain another second about Chris Greer bringing in injury prone guys. Because when it comes to that, we have to learn that lesson as well. He's coming out, he's running slow. That's why he didn't do his pro day. They're not sure about the injury. I don't know if it's a hamstring or whatever it is. Nah, stay away from it. Stay away from it. I saw another story out today, and I was like, no. I see the guy. What do you think about I wrote it down somewhere. Jade Barron. I think that's the name. Jade Barron.
I'm not going corner at 13.
Oh, no, not 13. I'm asking, what do you think about him?
I mean, again, he has. I mean, he's a good player. He's a good player.
Right now, so that mean, do that change your outlook? So right now, 13 is more like you still thinking.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, Tone. The more and more I've been thinking again, I want two off this team. I want Ramsey. I want Tyreek. I want Bradley Chubb. I want to start playing some of these young guys. This 2025 is a losing season for me. But if we're talking about building the team, I'll give you something that I really am, for me, focused on a little bit more, because I do like the unit I'm about to tell you. And I know I said I want Bradley Chubb off the team, but he's going to be here for 2025.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going D tackle. And I know it's Trenton! I've been sitting back on my own, Tone, just doing a little self-evaluation.
Bring him home.
Now, I think the defense. I think Anthony Weaver. If again, bro, what he did last year, right? We gave Mike McDaniel coming in here his first year. Give him credit. He had a top 10 offense. It was 6 overall, second year, number 1 overall, right? We gave Mike McDaniel credit for that. With a lot of the injuries on the defensive side of the ball last year, and some of the players we had already left, like Xavier, or lost with Xavier Howard and stuff, I thought Anthony Weaver, for the most part, did a really, really good job. Right? For me, I think the linebacking core, Tone, is an upgrade from, I say, the last 5 seasons. Jordan Brooks, love him. Dodson, love him. KJ Britt as depth, I like him. Right? Okay, cool. If you tell me you could get a Kenneth Grant, let's say at 13,
Grant,
you already got Siler. Got Bradley Chubb. Got Jalen Phillips. Got Chop Robinson. Right? What's that guy that he was on? He was kind of playing well during. He even got some snaps. Bell or whatever. What's that guy on the line?
Quinn Bell.
Quinn Bell. Right?
Yeah.
I think if you get a guy like Kenneth Grant, right?
The rookie Kamara too.
Mo Kamara, right?
Yeah.
That's another one, developmental player. What I'm saying is, Tone, go get a guy 300 plus pounds. According to y'all, he's a monster, right? Go solidify that front 7, bro. Right? What does everybody tell us, Tone? What did the Philadelphia Eagles have? A dominant front 7.
Dominant front, yeah.
Okay, cool. If you're telling me that the linebacker or the secondary is the weakest link of our team, you know what helps out maybe a weak secondary? A great pass.
A dominant D-line.
A dominant D-line, right? A good front 7. Our linebackers can cover now, right? We got cover linebackers. We got Jordan Brooks that will lay the wood. I'm going to go get a defensive tackle. If Kenneth Grant is on the board, that would be my pick, Tone. I'm going to solidify that front 7, because I do think, right, as much as I might be disappointed in this team, right, I do think that front 7 is going to be legit, bro.
For who?
I do think they're going to be legit.
For us?
So, absolutely. I like our linebacker core. I think if you put a kid like Kenneth Grant in there, get some youth, get a guy next to Siler, and then have a rotation of pass rushers with Chop, with Phillips, with Chubb, with Mo Kamara, with Quentin Bell. I think that front 7 could be dominant. That's what I'm doing. If you're telling me I can go get a Kenneth Grant or a injured Will Johnson, bro, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah. The more and more things come out about him, the less and less that I'm intrigued by him. Now, it's same
And again, real
standpoint.
quick, Tom, because I see G in the chat. Again, when people hear me, y'all don't listen well. I'm saying front seven. I ain't say nothing about the team. Without a leader, this is going to be a bottom feeder. Look, again, I understand that. I said we're not going to win shit in 2025. That doesn't mean our defense can't be dominant, though. That doesn't mean that our front seven can't be dominant.
Yeah, I think he was going back and forth with Mike Best.
Oh well, maybe. You're right. I jumped the gun. I told you it's Tua's fault. Anytime you hear me,
Lewis and corner
jump
would
the
be
gun.
good to after the draft. I think, and I'm in the same lines. I'm like D tackle, like I'm all for, like, if I had my choice to pick, I'll go D tackle, safety. If you trade back a little bit, safety, probably get Jade Barron later down in the first if you can, or you can wait till later. There what's the dude name? Got target second or third. I don't know how far you're going. The cornerback out of our state. Oh my god, I got it written down here somewhere.
Darian Porter.
I like him. They could bring him down. So yeah, I'm my number one. If I had to choose, I'm going D tackle. I would go D tackle all day. Nick Emenrory. I'm not gonna lie. That dude, you know who? Lou, I know Nick Emenroy, you put me up on him. But bro, the more I look at Makuba, whatever, the Texas, the safety from Tech.
I get it. Listen,
I'm becoming a fan. If we don't get Nick Emenroy, listen, bring me. I like him over Malachi Starks at this point.
Too small for me.
He does not play spot.
I know he doesn't, but that again,
the Honey Badger. They said that about the Honey Badger.
Yeah,
game changer.
Well, I don't know. No. The Honey Badger at LSU was a game changer.
And in the NFL too. Come on, we're not doing that.
No, well. But this is what I'm saying. But this is what I'm saying. So Makuba's nice, but he's not what Honey Badger was coming out of college.
No, Honey Badger was different. He was different.
He was different. So that's different. All I'm saying. Listen, I like Makuba. I like him. I'm just saying I don't know how long that's going to hold up in
that
the NFL.
physicality that I love.
I know he does.
Boy,
yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm not so strong over. Oh man, go give me Nick Emenroy and Malachi Stark. At first, I'm like, if we miss out on one of them, I don't know who I like, but I like him. Xavier Watt. He's okay. He's not bad. He's not going to stay away from me anywhere near first round though. But yeah, so I started doing a little bit more.
Yeah, but for that, I would much rather go in free agency and still sign a guy like Julian Blackman, 26 years old, has NFL experience.
Yeah, okay,
right, and he's still available.
Still got
that price is going down and down. I'm not taking it. Again, bro. I like Makuba, but I'm sorry.
I'm not talking about the first round. I'm talking about why I'm cool with going. Well, I'm not talking about at 13. I'm sorry.
He's just a little small.
Cool with going D tackle. That'll be my number one selection. I'll go D tackle. But then if he's not there, or none of the D tackles there, and they want to move back and they grab Makuba, I hope I'm saying his name right. I'm all for it. I won't even be mad at it, bro. I wouldn't. But yeah,
in the first round.
If they move down, yeah, I'm not mad at that.
Oh, nah.
Yeah, if they get them like in the 20s or something, yeah, I'm not, because at that point, who you going to get? The value you get from him,
I don't know. I'm not
picking
a 5'9" safety. I don't care what no one says.
I mean, listen, when you play safety, the safeties in the league are 6'4" and 6'3", like they not.
Yeah, but that's fine. But there's certain ones that are. Kyle Hamilton is, Derwin James is. And all I'm saying is, what is Makuba doing now? I'm just asking, and I'll give you a guy that was a rookie last year. You think Makuba's doing anything with Brock Bowers?
Yeah.
Man, you don't lost your mind, Tony. You know what? I shouldn't have came on this show.
Yeah,
you don't lost your mind.
Yes, he's not.
Man,
he's
please
not.
stop.
Oh, wait. If that's true, then Lou, I don't want to hear from you again. Was Rashad Jones 5'10"?
Now again,
Boy, you about
now, so are we comparing Makuba to Rashad Jones?
He's somebody
Is that
height.
what we're doing?
In height, yeah, in height. And
physicality, in
physicality,
height.
yeah.
Oh, okay, in
yeah,
height.
of
All
course.
right, cool.
Of course.
Cool.
We just talk about nah, bro. I like him. I ain't gonna lie, I like him. Now I'm going D tackle. I am going D tackle. I'm just saying if we miss out on them guys, then trade up to get Travis. Mike Best. I'm telling today ain't your day to day, Mike Best. I mean, I assume or I expect. I'm sorry. I expect for you to stick to Tua and have Tua takes and be a homer with Tua. But to trade up to get Travis Hunter, I don't see the mindset behind that. That's crazy. But yeah. So you know what? The reason why I'm talking secondary because man, you got we already was looking for a starting cornerback on next side of opposite side of Ramsey. Now we getting rid of Ramsey. You know, they're gonna play them young guys. Why not bring in another young guy and develop him?
According to what's it called, Rashad was 6'1".
So he was short. Oh, okay, that's more like it. Rashad.
Yeah.
That's
so
my favorite.
6'1" compared to 5'9". Stop, man.
That's not really a big of a deal.
But it's bigger.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Can't argue that. Can't argue that. But what I would say this is what I was saying. I'm going to tackle first. I'm just saying if they got a D tackle first, I'm not opposed of Makuba being the safety that they grab if because you're going to miss out on Malachi Starks.
Let me ask you a question. But let's say you trade back because you said that's a trade back scenario. If they traded back, you would be fine with Makuba. But let's say Eamon Warrior Starks is on the board there at 19 or 22.
Yeah, I'm going to get that.
If Starks, Eamon Warrior, and
I'm going Eamon Warrior.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
He's still the number one. Yeah, I'm going Eamon Warrior.
Oh, okay. All right.
But I'm not gonna lie. I'm taking Makuba over Starks though. At this point, I'm starting to like him a little bit more.
Starks is the corner, ain't he? Or no, he's a
Malachi Starks.
Malachi, but remember, I think he was a corner. Yeah, but I think he was a corner that transitioned to safety. I believe
could be, but yeah, Malachi Starks. Remember they were saying he was the one going over above Nicky Morari. They had him rated as the number one safety.
Either way, I'm going to go solidify the trenches. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to give me that D tackle and call it a day.
Yeah. All right. Since you do well, okay, let me skip this. Let me get this man because I was gonna bring up a lot of the stuff from the front office, but I wanted to get to. Oh, here we go, right here. I started thinking, right? Ramsey, we know we get him up out of here. Tyreek, most likely he's gonna be going next season. Jaden Waddle, right? He's been quiet. No one's been saying things. There have been rumblings behind the scenes that might not be a sure thing to stay on his team. I think if it will behoove the Miami Dolphins, Jaden Waddle has to be our leading receiver this season. Tyreek cannot be your leading receiver. I believe if Tyreek is your leading receiver this season, Waddle gone. I truly believe that Waddle would not be here next season if Tyreek is your leading receiver next season, barring any injuries. If Waddle can't stay healthy, can't do nothing about that. Cool, but if Waddle is healthy, he better be your number one receiver. His targets better go up. It better exceed Tyreek or at least be even with him, especially with this offseason that Tyreek is having. Especially with the statement that he made, especially with the statement that Mike McDaniel made about they're no longer going to be Tyreek-centric. All of this, Tyreek is going to be gone. Waddle needs to be your focal point when it comes to the receiving room. I'm sorry. I see Mike Best said Jonnu Smith, cool. Oh, he said Jonnu Smith and what receiver from TD will lead the team. Nah, no, sorry. Waddle has to be your leading receiver. If he failed this season, it has to be based on his failures. But his lack of production cannot come from lack of targets. If it comes from lack of targets, I'm telling you right now, I believe the Miami Dolphins are going to have a problem on their hand. I think he's not going to want to be on this team anymore, and he's going to be looking for a way out. I'm telling you right now. He's quiet, he's humble, go by his business the correct way. But you don't ignore people like that. You don't take their kindness for weakness. You reward people like that.
I mean,
you don't think so, Lou?
It's hard for me to believe, Tone, that after 3 years of being with Tyreek, if you haven't spoke up and the writing's on the wall that Tyreek's not going to be here after, like, I don't even think he's going to play the full season in Miami, to be honest with you. But
that's my yeah.
But if he does, right, I don't think like, why would Waddle want to ask for to like be moved after he's gone? Because once Tyreek's gone, you're the Tyreek. Like, let's say for the sake of argument, Tone.
Oh, you talking about if he's not the lead receiver? You saying why would he ask for?
Like, after this season, why would Waddle say, "Oh, I didn't lead their team in receiving this year. I won out next year"? Tyreek won't be here next year
for the most part. But what about mid-season? But now I was coming from what my next segment was going to be. What if we're 2-5 going into the trade deadline?
Nah, again,
listen, I get it. You don't understand it. Me personally, yeah. I think he might have something to say about that. I think he might see an opportunity and be like, man, nah. Because at one point, the man, just because he don't public and he don't publicize his displeasures doesn't mean he don't have them. Just because he don't come out in public and be a diva doesn't mean he don't have self-respect. Now, if you do the things and you do everything right. Now, if I'm listening to your interviews, you consider yourself one of them guys. You consider yourself a dog. You want to be that guy on the interviews. That means you would take them not treating you that way as a sign of disrespect. And I'm just saying, and the same way when you're thinking, that's your answer is what I don't want it to do is take it for granted. And just automatically assume that he's okay with everything that's going down. Just because he's not being vocal about it. I don't want to take that. I don't want our franchise to make that mistake. Because it could be a mistake that we're all making. We're assuming that he's okay with everything.
No, I agree. I don't know. Well, again, I don't think he is okay with everything. I'm with you there. I'm just to the point of him asking for a trade. No, I don't think so.
No, okay.
I think, bro, I think he understands the writing is on the wall. He's going to be the number one receiver, one way or another.
But why do it have to take for you to get tired of Tyreek for you to realize that?
And I get, and I'm with you when you're right. Like, but again, like, if you haven't asked to be gone already, then I can't see a world where Tyreek is now going to be out of here. And now's when you ask to be gone. Nah. I don't believe that.
You never know. All I'm saying is you never know. And again, just because we haven't been hearing it out in the public doesn't mean that he hasn't voiced his displeasure with his
1,000%. Absolutely.
And we know. One thing we do know that we can say is he's not happy with the way he's being used. We do know that. That's a fact.
Well, go ahead, Tom. My fault.
No. I would say, but I know that his character is a little bit different, so no one would expect for him to even go in there and demand a trade or go in and act like, or create any kind of conflict when it comes to the organization, because that's not his character. That's not how he operates. So, but what you was gonna say?
Well, I was going to take it off Waddle because it's going to be a little hot take right here. Unless the Dolphins have future plans. Remember last season when I said they were going to incorporate Devon A-Chain more into the, not a wide receiver more, but more of a pass catching option or whatever. I'm going to be honest. If you don't see Devon A-Chain in your future, like wide receiver plans, I'm throwing my tinfoil hat.
No, see now, now I see him being in a role that they was using him last season. I think that's how they more they was using him more of a receiving playmaker type.
What I'm saying is, Tom, if you're not going to make him your wide receiver, I would be looking to trade Devon A-Chain.
No,
2 years left. He has 2 years left to go on his deal. He was a rookie, right? There is no fifth-year option. He's 4 years. He's going into year 3 this year. Next year, after 2025, you got to start talking contract negotiations with him in 2026.
Yeah,
because you're not going to let him go into his 4th year with no deal.
No, we not going to let him go in there, and they better not let him go in his 3rd. If they do, if they're smart, like I was saying earlier in the stream, smart franchises don't make those type of mistakes.
No. See, this is where I disagree.
You think they should let him play in the 4th before they start figuring out what they're going to do with him?
No, I think they should trade him.
Well, I just said you do on his 3rd season. Whatever decision they're gonna make.
No. You get more. You would get more if you traded him this season.
No,
because he would. Because
I'm sorry, dude. Now you're tripping on this. You don't trade
again.
him.
Hold on. Hold on. All right, baby. Let me explain why. Because whoever you're trading him to, Tone, you got 2 years. They got 2 years of control, right? That's number one. You're going to get more value for that. Number 2, again, are we winning anything in 2025? Let's be honest with ourselves. It's about being honest.
We already know that. That's a no-brainer.
So again, whatever he gives you in 2025, it's a lost cause because we ain't winning.
No, that's not true.
It is true.
No, not. Hold on. First of all, he can literally up his value in 2020.
No, he can't.
Yes, he can.
And he can also get hurt and have a season injury, and then what?
Well, they can say that now.
The fact of the matter is, Tone, let me ask you a question. How good is this?
Last season was his first healthy season, so they can say that now.
You're absolutely right. How good is this running back class coming out this season?
It's a pretty deep running back class.
Who did you draft last year?
Jalen Wright.
So you have 3 years of control of Jalen Wright, and you can get another 4 years off a rookie running back.
Now you're tripping though.
What? No, I'm not tripping.
You don't know what you have in Jalen Wright. You know what you have in Devon A-Chain.
Tone, let me ask you a question. We had a conversation with one of the past episodes, right? You brought up the question of should running backs value, or are they starting to go up? You remember that episode?
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
Are you paying Devon A-Chain?
Yeah.
If a contract came up in Miami.
If he have a similar season as last year, yes, I am. I'm keeping him.
Well,
I'm building around him.
How much is A-Chain
worth? He has to stay healthy. That's the only reason I'm saying.
At that body frame, again, with his frame, with his stature, how long? Bro, we did it. I asked you the question. Remember, you said the NFL, we all know, it stands for not for long, especially from the running back position. I think it's under 3 years for a running back position. Now, you're telling me.
2.7. I'm sorry.
2.7 years, under 3 years. You mean to tell me you're going to sign your 5'8", 195-pound running back to a multi-year extension?
Yeah.
Hold on, Tone. His first 2 seasons, he missed games in the NFL. What we talking about? Now, again, talking about?
But that's what I remember. That was my. I'm like, that's what other franchise could say right now when you try to move him. When you try to get as much, hold on, the same argument you making for you not signing him would be the same argument the other franchise would make for not giving you the value you think he's worth. So you got to look on both sides of the negotiating table.
That's cap.
How? No, it's cap because they don't fit. You literally using it for why they should get off of it. You think these other franchises not thinking like that? That is crazy.
You know what you sound like right now?
Yeah, I sound like a person that makes sense when it comes down to negotiating.
You sound like an A-chain near is what you sound like. You're defending and making excuses. You sound like one of these people. You sound like one of these people, Tone, that we talk to on Twitter that love the player's name in the back of the jersey and not realizing. And again, you are an A-chain guy. What you're failing to remember, Tone, and just know that I'm always going to be here to remind you this. Forget about the name in the back. Remember that jersey says Dolphins in the front.
Exactly.
And what's best for the Dolphins
is to keep A-chain.
Is to get off of A-chain now and get the most value.
I'm sorry, we just had to agree to disagree with that. No.
All right.
Now you need
you keeping them in 2025 for what? Again,
because you're not tanking, or no, I'm not gonna say tanking. You're not going in this season, right, and making the moves you making to be terrible for 2026 and 2027. You have to have building blocks. He's one of them.
And again, is Jalen Wright?
He could potentially be one of them.
Is Jalen Wright and a rookie running back can't be potential for 2026 and 2027?
He hasn't shown me nothing. So no, I know.
Again, in 2025, when I first got up here, Tone, you were lighting the chat up, talking about stats don't matter.
They don't.
In 2025, the only thing A-Chain is going to give you is stats. That's it. That's it.
Okay. See now, when you say stats, Tony, what do you mean by stats? Because when A-Chain put his stats in, he's being competitive, and then when it matters. When we go, I point this out. When we're making them bets, I say one thing you can bet on is A-Chain scoring on Buffalo. He's gonna show up in them games. And that's what, A-Chain showing up in the big games. He's gonna give you a touchdown when it matters. He's not gonna give you late game touchdowns. He's not gonna give you a touchdown when the game is out of reach. No, he's gonna give you a touchdown when the competition is at its highest.
You just proved my point. So you can have A-Chain, Tony, in your fantasy league without him being a Dolphin. He's going to get you those 7 points that you needed against Buffalo. Let me ask you a question. Hold on. You just said you told us that he was going to score against Buffalo. Hey, let me toot Tony's horn, right? Well, hey, yo, that's wild. Hey, yo. You know what? Never mind. I don't even want to say what I was about to say. Nah, hell nah. Never mind. Nah, that was wild. I was trying to give you a little credit and it backfired on me.
Stats don't matter. I know what you were going with that.
All I'm saying is you said, well, he was in the score against Buffalo, right, Tom? And guess what? He did, and we lost. Okay. We lost both times. Okay. All I'm saying is, again, bro, all he's giving you is stats in 25. Tom,
that's not and that's where you mistaken it.
No, that's where
you putting him in a Tua category. He's not a Tua.
All these players are in the Tua category, Tony.
No, they're not. So all of them are. But now you're not one of the ones that say change that quarterback and this team is winning playoff games. This team have an opportunity to win a Super Bowl. You don't do that with just the quarterback and the quarterback alone. If you keep these people, the people that shows up, and you bring a quarterback in, yes, you have opportunity to be one of those teams. But you don't get rid of everyone and think you're just going to have just one quarterback and no one else. It don't work like that.
Can you read the homie King Mills comment?
I agree with Lou. Get rid of him while his stock is high. Nothing good from out of the 2025 season. So let me ask you a question.
King Mill, salute to you, King Mill.
Salute you for your chat. What makes you think his stock is high? See now you're gonna make me show you why I could debate anyone. Because let me explain to you what on the opposite side. You just gave to me and said the reason you want to move on for him because this is a deep running back class. So why are you trading? Why are you giving up capital for a position that is deep in this class?
Let me ask you a question.
You ain't answer my question. You can't answer a question. You can't answer a question with a question.
If A-Chain can get you a second round pick this
no
season,
way. No one. I'm willing to bet anything. No one is give you a second round for A-Chain.
Well, who knows?
No one.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
You can't on one side of the argument say that this is a deep running back class. This is why you want to move off him, and then act like all the rest of the league, the GMs in the league don't realize how deep this running back class is. It literally makes no sense. He doesn't hold that value because of how deep this running back class is.
Didn't I tell you I was throwing my tinfoil hat on?
Oh, you did.
So everything I tell you right now is making sense. The fact of the matter is, when you got that tinfoil hat on, Tony, everything makes sense. Bro, you get rid of them now, Tony. The time is now, Tony.
No. Especially if you think you can get a 2 for him. You what? Let me, because I see
Greg Zabel. Hey, Greg
Zabel. Greg Zabel, my boy.
Tone. If Devon A-Chain turns out to be Greg Zabel, we doing, Tone?
I ain't trying to hear that.
What we doing?
Greg Zabel going in the first round, so I don't think he's gonna be happy. So y'all can miss it. Don't try to use my dog against me.
We could get Jonas. We could get Jonas Savanea in the second round. Devon A-Chain for Jonas.
I know what you're doing. You're trying to say you trying to save him. He said he's a second all day, homie. He said, bro, you know he's a second. What GM is going to give you a second for a third round pick? No one is doing that. And he was injured his first 2 years of his career. He had one healthy season. You better not be a player, a person that says to a value is terrible because he only had one healthy season in the league.
I need the chat to light up Tony right now. Keep lighting them up in the chat. That's what I need.
Well, no chat could light me up. You have one person that looking at you and saying, I agree with Louis. But he's not making sense. Just like you said, he said Washington. Okay, cool. I'm not gonna argue with you more. And then this is you right with. He said Washington and the Chargers. This is you riding with right now.
Did you just say that the chat can't light you up? Is that what you said?
Yeah, no, they can't light you
up. That's all I see in the chat. All I see in the chat is a bunch of zippers coming out. Zip them up, goddammit.
Listen. Now, this is what I see. Bullshit. That's all I see because they putting on that tinfoil hat with you. Thank you. The best I seen. This boy just naming all teams that would stop, bro. That means
so what you're saying
you got a Madden player. This dude is over there playing Madden, and that's all he's doing is throwing names out there. Stop. Cut it out. Do you? We talk about GMs. You do know we got him in the third, right? I'm just saying. Oh wait, was it the third or was it the fourth?
We got Devon A-Chain in the third.
We got him in third. We gave up a third to get Jalen Wright in the fourth, right? Yeah. No one is. Stop. He said, I'm Madden King, but well, okay, respect. I got you. Okay, at least admit it. I'm King Madden, baby.
Hey, but Tony, if you keep Devon A-Chain on this roster in 2025, you're gonna have Mike McDaniel. You're gonna have Mike McDaniel standing in front of a podium, still saying this right here.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game, another game.
Devon A-Chain gives you no value, Tony.
I'm sorry.
He gives you nothing in 2025.
Thank you. So when you say he gives you no value, keep that same energy when you try to give him away for some value. Keep the same energy. That's what I'm telling you. And now, if he balls out this season, he will be worth some value, and I wouldn't be opposed to it at that point. I wouldn't. Right now, no. The value that he's gonna bring to this team and the value that he would be worth to other franchises is not there. I'm telling you, it's up here for us, but it's not right there, especially with this draft class.
That's cap.
With this, you got him being a third round pick plus a deep running back class. It's literally not the right season to do it. It's not the year to do that.
But you don't know what those draft picks can be, but you already know where A-Chain is in the league, though.
You do know, but what you do know, you got 4 years minimum to figure out what they can be, and you got to pay him within the next year.
Yeah, but what happens if you know that within the
a dude that only had one healthy season, I might add.
No, that's cap. I ain't trying to hear it.
I know you won't. It'll be his third season. His value is now. Yeah, well, we'll
talk to him.
Well, I'm glad you caught up because that's one of the segments that I was going to bring up. Damn, we already out. I got to go pick up my baby. Let me test him real quick. Lou, real quick before we get up out of here. Let's say we do. I threw out the little scenario to you. Let's say we do start off 5-7. I meant 2-5. I'm sorry. You one week away from the trade deadline. What players? Well, first, do you think we start trading players at that time? And what players do you think will be on the trading block?
At that point, anybody's on the trading block. At that point. But this is what I'm saying. If you trade them if you're 2-5, you're at 7 weeks in, you're going into week 8. I think the trade deadline is week 9.
I think it's 8 or 9. Yeah,
right. It's week 9. But you're getting no value because those people.
No. Remember, Lewis. At that point, let's think. Remember how the season goes. That's when everyone tries to make that end of the year push. So they grab. That's when they start grabbing that late season edition to get them over. Right. That's when they start doing that.
Yes, but the value's still not there because they know you're selling.
No.
They know you're selling.
Oh, no. At that point, you got to look at it. Now you look at it from both ways because you have leverage too. Because we're like, you need to improve this team, and you only got a week to do it. So you don't have the room to play hardball right now. We got to get this deal done and get it done now. There's no room for the. I'm telling you, that's why those deals tend to get made around that time rather than at the beginning of the season because you both know we got to get this deal done. It's no time for the BSing each other right now. Let's come with our best right now, and then we get the deal done. Trust me, that's how it's gonna work in the mid-season. Not at the beginning when they can tell you all the things that I'm telling you. He's injured because at that point, if he's been balling out, right, Lou? Like you said, if he's been balling out at that time, that point you're gonna trade for that for that production that he's getting, and you look at that type of player to get you over the hump.
Well, this scenario is one I'm not even looking at because I'm ready to trade him now. The fact of the matter is, I know you are.
I'm just telling you what makes more sense.
I'm not paying him from the running back position anyway.
I'm not. You don't got. If
I'm not paying him to get rid of him with the most that you can get from him.
And at that point, if you want to get rid of him this season,
you're giving a team 2 years of control with him. Not just one. You're giving him 2. That means
you're still giving him 2 years of control with him.
No, you're not.
Yes, you are.
If you trade him after this season, to your point, if you wait after,
I did not say after the season. I said I will be open to
do that. No, I'm not taking that chance.
Cool, but that's because you're only looking at it because you're looking at it from Miami Dolphins standpoint, and you're not making a logical decision at this point.
I'm talking about the team.
Because you're not thinking about what the other teams are going to be rebutting you with.
Nah, that's cap.
That's 100. Hey, Game Boy. You know what? I'm gonna wait too. But I Lou, I haven't got no Tyler Hero update, Lou. Game Boy.
Wait,
my bad,
value.
Game Boy. You on my side? No, use him to increase his value. Fact. These are facts.
Man, please, yeah. And then you know what? I'm not even gonna say it. But then that injury comes, and you know what? Never mind. Hey.
They're gonna say that. You see how you're concerned with the injury right now? The other teams are as well.
No, they're not. You think before they trade, we can't make the trade because he might get injured? No, they don't say that.
Yeah, most teams do, because injury is one of the first things that they consider when they.
We ain't talking about trading Tua. We talking about trading Von A-Chain.
A-Chain that's been injured 2 out of his 3 seasons.
I ain't trying to hear that.
Oh shucks, I forgot my baby was going. She was going on the boat today. I'm tripping. Oh, I'm good. Are we afraid A-Chain is what? Are we afraid A10 was Wes Welker? I guess you're trying to say we afraid A10 to turn into Wes Welker. No. At this point, I'm trying to get if you're gonna move off A10 wears to his helmet. At this point, if you're trying to move off of A10, please get the best value you're gonna get. We're not gonna make the mistake of Lewis is falling along the lines of what the Dolphins always do. They either doing it too soon or too late. No, you have to understand when is it.
No, we always do it too late. We always do it too late. I'm giving you.
Now we got off of Wes Welker soon.
Man, listen.
You did.
I cannot believe. First of all, and no disrespect. Who said that about Wes Welker was cat for life? If you think that Wes Welker was going to be Wes Welker in Miami,
well, he was.
You know what?
He was to do it all. He would do it all. You know Wes Welker would run a punt return, kick return, receiver, block.
Tony, pretend baby girl is not on that boat and go get her anyway. End the show. End the show. If you think Wes Welker was going to be Wes Welker that he is in New England, stop.
Oh, man. I jinxed it. Dang. He said Tyler Hill started to make that shot. Listen, I'm sorry. We got up. Listen, however you feel about that, you have to, let me go. You have to make sure, Tony, get your homeboy. Oh, you have to make sure that you get the most value out of that player. I'm sorry, Lou. I'm not looking at it. You know what? You thinking like everybody feel Chris Greer do. You just trying to get over on everyone. Them teams are on to you. Took that lead, Tony, with the 3:30 to go. All right, man. Don't y'all want what his name? Trey his name whatever his name, Trey, whatever his name is. He gonna make some shots. But no, Lou. All I'm saying is, if you want to get rid of A10, we can't get rid of him for a bag of Doritos. We can't. We got, and I know you think his value is high, but no.
But
listen, we spent too long on Devon A10.
Doritos. You're under the impression you don't even know what you could get, and you're just saying it's a bag of Doritos.
I do know what they're going to rebuttal with.
No,
I have an idea what their rebuttal is going to be. I don't think they're going to come in and be like, we already know when you're trying to trade someone, they're going to give you, they're going to downgrade his value. That's what they're going to do. They're going to devalue him as much as they can so they can give you as less as they could. So you got to understand that point. So you have to eliminate a lot of the things that they can say. The injury concerns. Yes. What team wants a scat back and not a running back? You know what I'm saying? What team does he fit in their scheme? I'm just saying. Let's just not think because he has value for the Dolphins, who's going to use him like that? And do that team need a player like that on their team? Do they already have one? These are all the things that we got to take into consideration before we just
trying to hear that.
Let's get rid of. I know you ain't because you want.
I ain't trying to hear move on.
But listen, we spent a lot of time on A10. I wanted to get more because I know A10. What do you think about the Bradley Chubbs, the Jalen Phillips of the world? You know, both of them. You know, Jalen Phillips on the fifth-year option, so we would like to see him.
You want me to believe you gonna get a bag of Doritos for Devon A-Chain, you just gonna get the bag for Jalen Phillips.
Yeah, for sure.
They ain't even gonna have no Doritos in them. So
yeah. No, that's true. But we're gonna get something for him at least.
What are you gonna get?
What you gonna get for keeping him? What are you gonna get for keeping him? Nothing. He's gonna finish your option.
So again, you're gonna.
If they give you a fifth or sixth round pick for him, you getting more than what you would initially have. Period.
But I'd rather take that second for A-Chain right now, though.
You're not getting no second. What can you need A-Chain in that second alone?
Nah, I ain't not.
Yo. He say I need them 7 toes, Tony. Stay put. I need them 7 toes, Tony. Stay put.
Tone, I said it anyway. At that point, bro, at the trade deadline, if they're 2-5, everybody's on the table.
Yeah. Right.
Take your pick. It don't matter who it is. At that point, take your pick. Who you want?
I believe if they want to make the right move, everyone except for Tyreek, you have a fire sale. Everyone, you move Tyreek next season, get the most out of him.
Everybody but Tyreek.
Yeah, because of the cap implications. That's why. You say you save him for the end of the season. You gone at the end of the season. Let us get all that cap. Because he already paid for the season, so you might well get the most back from next season instead of wasting it this year.
Yeah, okay.
Let me get all that. He's out of here. You know what I'm saying? But everyone else,
cool.
He's a mommy boy. Oh, cool. Oh, wow. A last question. I'm trying to get it. Do you or do you not take a receiver in round 3 to 5? Not the 7th round. Wait, we don't have a 3rd rounder. Do we? Our next one is in the 4th round, huh? The end of the 3rd, that compensatory pick. Yeah, I guess you could consider that. Do you take a receiver in those middle rounds, Lou? Not the 7th round. 3 to 5.
I mean, yeah. Depending what the board looks like, yeah. I guess. But to your point, if I'm keeping A-Chain, I probably wouldn't, because A-Chain is gonna play receiver for me anyway.
He's talking about you just thinking about man. If they pull this victory off, I'm pissed off, man. That they go. We only got one protected first round. We lose to both of them. But at this point, I'll say, yeah, I'm.
It depends how the board falls.
I think you have to, bro. You have to, unless you're gonna wait. If you want to wait, I still need us to.
The problem with that is, right? You said a 3rd or a 5th round pick. All are we assuming, barring any injuries and barring any trades, that 3rd or 5th round pick ain't playing?
That's why not?
Well, and again, I said without barring trades. So Tyreek is here, Waddle's here,
and Malik Washington.
Westbrook-Akeem is here, the kid from Washington.
Malik Washington.
Well, again, that's fine, but I'm just giving you the list. Westbrook-Akeem is here. DeBose is here. Malik is here. Taj Washington is here.
Yeah.
Eric Izakama is still here.
Stop.
I'm just saying.
Stop.
Tone, again, bro, listen. We can say what we want. We could be in our feelings.
I'm just being realistic.
Okay, let me give you realistic.
Izakama, you said Izakama.
No. Okay, forget it. Take Easy off that list. Take Great and the Bulls off that list.
There you go. Take them 3 off.
Okay, cool. No. You can wipe off however you did with Westbrook-Akeem from Tennessee. He's gonna be there.
Yeah, he is.
No rookie you bring in the 3rd round or 5th round is beating him out. Right?
You don't know
so
that.
There's 3 already. No, he ain't. There's 3.
I give it to you.
I'm telling you, again, what you told me, we got to evaluate when I brought up the A-Chain trade, you were like, well, we don't know what other teams and this and that. Okay, cool. What we do know with the Dolphins, 3rd and 5th round picks for the Dolphins don't get on the field year 1. So he's not getting on the field over Westbrook-Akeem. He's not getting over the field over Malik Washington.
Where you get that from? Because Malik Washington is literally a 6th round pick, and he was on the field last year.
And again, I'm glad you brought that up. What is the first thing I said? Barring any injuries, Malik Washington got on the field last year because of injuries.
No, he didn't.
Stop.
What?
River Craig Crab, you think he was beating out River? He was getting on the field before River?
Yeah, they were using him. Yeah, not River though. Not River.
And again,
Mr. Reliable.
Cool.
River is Mr. Reliable.
Okay, cool. So
I like River. I've been telling y'all about River for years.
And me too. So he was already going to be 4th last year if River were to stay healthy. Let me go through my list. He's not beating out the kid from Tennessee, and he's not beating out Malik, and he's not going to get on the field before Taj Washington. There's 5 receivers already.
That's cap.
There.
I don't know what you. That's cap.
Stop.
What?
Stop.
If you dropped him in the 3rd round, you think he's not getting on over what he got him in the 6th, the 7th? No, they got him in the 5th round. Stop, dude.
Who do you think would have a better chance?
I think they have to battle it out in there, and I think the 3rd round, he will have a better chance because if they get him in the 3rd round, yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right.
I'm sorry. Yeah. But you have to prepare for the future is what I'm saying. Even if you don't.
No, you want me to
even if you don't, you could take the Taj Washington route. Even if you don't, you have to.
And again, so you're wasting a 3rd or 5th round pick or anywhere in between.
That's not a waste of a pick.
On a player that's not playing, what are you talking about?
That's not a waste of a pick. I said, first of all, I don't think none of them are beating him out. This is the first, especially if they get the dude that I want, J.D. Higgins.
Cool.
Stop. We can stop all the madness. He beating them niggas out.
Yeah,
that's a fact. But you have to start building this team for the future. Yes, you do. You start. Don't wait till the last minute. We can't keep on making the same mistake.
No. But what you're trying to tell me is you're making the same mistake because I'm trying to tell you that third or fifth rounder ain't playing. I don't care how you try to select it. Let me ask
Washington play. Malik Washington play.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna match your one.
Did Jalen White play? Jalen White played.
You tell me when you're done and go ahead. Your name. So you got two. Okay, go ahead.
I just need one. I gave you two. I just need one.
Okay, so you just need one. Now watch this. Did Cam Smith play over Storm Duck last year? Who was the better? Who was the higher draft pick?
Yes, he did. He actually did. He just got injured.
Who was the higher? I guarantee you Storm Duck played him.
You said bar injuries. He got injured.
Did Cam Smith play over Storm Duck last year when the man was healthy? Who was on the field?
He was injured the whole time. He was never healthy.
When the man was healthy,
when Cam was healthy, yes. They remember they were trying to put him in the start.
Was he healthy?
No. He
was he healthy?
Well,
they were playing.
No, wait. Remember, Lewis? He came in training camp. He was injured the whole time. He came in. Remember with the shoulder.
And when he got healthy,
they put him in the lineup.
Storm Duck. They played Storm Duck.
Well, yeah, the dude never could get it right.
I don't know nothing about it.
But
get it right.
when he started, they did have him. They gave him his opportunities. All I'm saying, they did give him his other opportunities based on the practice they would get him. He just got Storm Duck did way better than him, and I don't think that's going to happen with them. I'm just telling you, man. You still got to build the team, Lou. You can't just go in there and be like, no, get rid of everybody. You got to build for the future.
So
the future starts now.
So, the future starts now, but you ain't willing to trade HA for future assets.
I did say that. That's why I said build his value. Get him at his highest value.
Man, stop.
I'm building it the right way. You just trying to throw everything away and get everything. This is not Matt and Lewis.
If week one he turns and breaks his leg, what value he has?
They can say the same thing. How do we know he's going to say that?
But they don't think that. You're just saying that on the podcast now.
So let me get this straight. A guy that you're going to invest in has been injured 2 of his 3 seasons in the league. You're not going to think nothing of that. Were you going to invest in this guy? Please stop it, Lou. Come on now.
All right, cool. All right.
You know they are. They going to deep dive in. They're not just going to pick him up out of no, we're not real about him getting injured. No, they're not the Miami Dolphins. We understand the Miami Dolphins played to it with one healthy season. The other franchises don't move like that.
Are you trying to say the other teams don't get injury-prone players? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying other teams don't pay players that only been in the league
for
one healthy season.
You ain't got to pay him. You got 2 years of them.
No, you technically got 1 because he's not playing on that. He gonna want to get paid after that 4th season. You don't wait.
You think so? Again, you got 2 years. You got this year and next year in 2024 or 2026. That's when his contract went in. So you have 2 seasons. You don't have one. You have 2.
Lewis, we all know they don't wait till the last season before they negotiate unless you're gonna move off them. And if you're gonna move off them, then there's no need to trade for them in the first place.
Yes, it is. If you're a team that is a running back
I'm so glad you're not the GM, man. You ain't making no sense.
No, you ain't, man. You wish you had me as
you want team to come in blindly and say,
I bet you we wouldn't be in this shithole now.
And then a second, Lou.
I bet you we wouldn't be in this shithole now if I was the general manager.
Probably not as worse, but you would be trying them people. They'd be like, man, you done lost your mind, bro. You know what? I'll be, if you were the GM, man, I'll be your Brandon Short sitting over there telling you, I told you it wasn't going to work.
And you know what I would sound like? You know what I would tell you?
What you gonna say? Go punch the numbers.
Hey, go grab that calculator, homie. Go grab that calculator. Hey, you know what? You know what I'm gonna be sounding like?
I'm gonna say.
I'm gonna be sounding like.
And I will give you the percentage right on my calculator. The percentage of that trade going through is slim to none. I will show you my calculator.
All I'm going to do
of that trade going through.
And respectfully, I'm gonna sound like Chris Greer moving in 2020-25. I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna tell you, you know what? I'm tired of letting you guys F this up. And I'm taking over.
Yeah, man, listen. When you come back, right? and you look me in my face and be like, you know what, Tone, they weren't going for it. I'm not even going like rub it in. I'm not going to be like, I told you so. I'm not going to, I'm going to be like how Mike Tomlin was when I gave that example of how he told the Duke he was too valuable to make foolish mistakes. And this was my response to you.
You win some, you lose some. But you live to fight another day.
Just learn from your mistakes, son.
Yep. All I know, that if I was the general manager of this team, you know what people in that building will be telling me?
Not that it.
God damn it! I like the way you do business.
I knew you were coming. I knew that was right.
That's what they would be telling me.
Oh Lord, all right. Listen, man, I gave you the extra minute now. They in overtime. God dog. I knew that was coming, Lou. I knew that. Hey, Lou trying to make these Madden trades. It ain't gonna happen.
It's not a Madden trade, Tony. It's not.
You get second form. Lou.
You just gotta open your eye. Well, again, we don't know what a team would offer.
You're right.
I don't know what it would be. All I'm saying is that
I would hope you get a
option.
second form if you give it a minimum of second. Just think about this. You are on the lines of the running back position are not that important. But then when you go to trading, you want to give them the highest value in the world. Excuse me. Now, receivers are way more important than receivers. We see they paying them. And the top receivers are going for conditional seconds. Not even a second straight outright. Conditional. Which means he has to meet some requirements. And you're going to tell me a third-round running back that had one healthy season after 3 is going to go for a 2 outright? Come on, man. Ain't going to happen. Let's make sense out of this trade.
I am making sense.
All right, cool. All right, cool, man. Listen, man. We done gave y'all an hour and 37 minutes. Shout out to Lou making it.
One thing I gave you about 51 and a half minutes.
Shout out to Lou. One thing about it, I told y'all he was looking for parking. You missed it when Jerry said, well, where did Lewis park at?
Yeah, I seen that. Hey, listen, man, I had some things come up at work, and once I was finally because Tone, you seen the text message, right? I didn't think I was gonna be able to make it.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
And then when I finally realized that there was, well, again, I can show you. This is why I love this channel. I can show you better than I could tell everybody how I was feeling when I kind of figured out I might have a chance.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah!
That's how I was at work. That's how I was.
I'm laughing. I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna put, as soon as you done, I was gonna put the stop the cow.
Hey man, don't do
you
your boy
made a
like
mistake.
that.
They did it. Oh, they go to overtime. Listen, Lou made me. I'm thinking I'm gonna be on here. I had 2 pages of notes. I'm like, man, listen, man. 2 pages of notes. Lou come on here and do all my homework I did before the show and come up here. The first thing he say is 2 or 4. I said, that boy came in punching. He said, man, I don't know what we talk about. It sounds like the front office, but it's 2 or 4. Oh, Lord. Oh, man. I see y'all talk about heat coaching. It ain't going to happen. I hope it don't. I ain't going to lie. I hope it don't. But listen, man. He said, try to make a shot. Come with your homework tour next time. Come with your tour homework next time. Lewis and Alex starting a movie called Gone and Goner in your local theater. P.S. Alex won't show up. That's probably facts. Listen, man, we appreciate y'all, man. It's still 20 y'all in the building. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure if y'all not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Man, Dre, every time I see you send a message, man, you piss me off. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe, get the boys to 500. Man, we about to get up out of here. It's over an hour and 40. Shout out to y'all for spending time with us on this Friday, huh?
Throw them red and black hearts in the chat for the Miami Heat.
No, you don't.
Let's go. Let's go Heat. Goddammit.
I'm about to turn on this. I'm about to put this Super Bowl to use and watch these dudes mess up our goddamn job picks. But listen, appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all Wednesday. We will let y'all know. I don't know what we're gonna be talking about on that one because it's the day before the draft. But we will be live streaming the draft. Y'all come watch the draft with the boys on Thursday. So y'all gonna get probably 3 days back to back. You know, there might be he says over. Dang. That might be our second time because we did it before, I think, right? We did it Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday show before. I forgot what it was. So y'all gonna get 3 shows in a row starting Wednesday. So y'all make sure y'all pull up, clear y'all schedule, come watch the drive with the fellas. Y'all, we gonna be over here pissed off if they don't. If somebody start falling and they don't pick them. Listen, we're not liable for the things we might say. You know, they might have to censor us.
I'm telling you right now, Tone, whoever they draft, I'm going to lie and say they were on my draft board, like people did last year for Patrick Paul. I'm going to come out and I'm going to tell y'all I had that person on my draft board. I've been talking about that person from day one.
Yeah, y'all got to come watch the dang on draft. Yo, y'all was there with us last year. We always like, who? Who is that? Oh, my God. Dre, man, forget that, man. No. Bruh. Yo,
the Heat won?
They look like they won, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know what? It's my fault for doubting the Heat coach. I got you. Yo, 117-108 Heat.
Time to go. Hey, time to end this show so I can get to Twitter and tag my homie Dave.
Hold on. It ain't over yet. Matter of fact, listen, Lou, there you go again. I'm going to let you end it off. Listen, I'll see y'all Wednesday. Make sure y'all pull up. 7:30-ish. Y'all know we're going to be here. Rain, sleet, or snow. Lou, take it out, bro.
All right. So the last thing I have, again, Tony just said it, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Actually, Thursday next week as well. And by all means, for everybody in the chat listening, if there's one thing I do want to leave y'all with, when in doubt, blame Tua Tagovailoa because it's his damn fault for all our damn problems. Hey, we'll see y'all, man. Peace.
Yes, sir.